As men grow older, changes in the body and mind often begin to show in ways that are quiet, almost whisper-like. They don't arrive with loud alarms or flashing lights. Instead, they sneak in, softly, slowly. A little stiffness in the knees. A longer pause before remembering someone's name. That morning when you wake up and just don't feel like yourself. At first, these signs are easy to brush aside. Just tired, you think. Just a long week. But over time, these small signals start telling a much bigger story. Unlike sudden illnesses or injuries, aging tends to move like a slow tide, gentle, steady, and easy to overlook. And because of that, many older men ignore these changes, thinking they're just normal parts of the daily grind. But the truth is, these early signs can mean more than just a rough week. They're often the body's quiet request for a little more care, a little more attention. When you start paying attention, you give yourself a chance to stay stronger, sharper, and more in control of your own path. Aging is natural, but understanding how it unfolds makes all the difference. What's surprising is that aging doesn't always begin with gray hair or deep wrinkles. Often, it starts with something less obvious. Maybe you notice you're not bouncing out of bed with the same energy. Or maybe you need a little more time to recover after a walk or a day of errands. Maybe you no longer get excited about your favorite hobby. A shadow of sadness creeps in, or your step slows just a bit. You forget a name, a word, a detail, and suddenly you feel a bit out of rhythm with yourself. These things may seem small, but they're not. They're like gentle taps on the shoulder from your body, reminding you that something is shifting. These signs are not just inconveniences. They are invitations. Invitations to care for yourself more deeply, to listen, to respond with love and wisdom. And when you catch them early, you can often take steps that make a big difference through better habits, healthier routines, or timely medical support. One of the hardest parts is how quiet these changes can be. You might not even notice them yourself. Often, it's someone else who sees them first. A son watching his father struggle to lift a grocery bag that used to be easy. A wife noticing her husband retelling the same story twice in one evening. These aren't signs of failure. They're signs of a new chapter. A chapter where care and awareness matter more than ever. Most men are raised to be strong, to fix things, to carry the weight. So when signs of aging show up, it can feel uncomfortable, unfamiliar, even frightening. It's tempting to push them aside and pretend nothing's changed. But there's strength, real strength, in facing these changes with open eyes. It's not about giving up. It's about stepping up, about being wise enough to adjust before little problems become big ones. It's about protecting the things that really matter, your independence, your dignity, your peace of mind. You don't have to fight aging, but you can walk within a way that keeps you grounded, respected, and full of purpose. With care, attention, and a little self-compassion, you can stay active, involved, and full of life well into your later years. That's why we've created this guide, to shine a light on 4 often overlooked signs of aging in men. They're the kinds of signs people rarely talk about, but they hold powerful clues about how the body is changing. When you notice them early, you're not falling behind. You're staying one step ahead. These signs aren't there to scare you. They're there to guide you. The body speaks softly. When you learn to listen, you give yourself the gift of aging with strength, grace, and confidence. If you find this information helpful and want to keep learning how to grow older with wisdom and strength, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support allows us to keep sharing honest, simple, and meaningful content for older adults and their families. Don't forget to like this video and tap the bell icon so you never miss an update. Now let's continue. One of the first and most common early signs of aging in men is a quiet but steady drop in energy levels. This isn't the usual kind of tiredness that comes after a busy day or a bad night's sleep. This is different. It's a heaviness that seems to linger no matter how much rest you get. You wake up already feeling behind. The spark you used to feel in the morning just isn't there. Maybe you used to fix things around the house before breakfast. Maybe you'd run errands and still have energy for a walk afterward. But now, even getting started takes effort. It's not dramatic. It's slow, creeping, and easy to dismiss. But that daily drag can slowly steal your motivation, your joy, and your ability to stay active. The hardest part? Most men don't talk about it. They assume it's just age, something to live with. But the truth is, That loss of energy can be your body asking for help. It might be due to changes in muscle mass, lower testosterone, sleep issues, or diet gaps. It might be stress or even early signs of depression. Whatever the reason, it deserves your attention, not your silence. And when energy dips, motivation often goes with it. You stop doing the things that used to make you feel alive. You skip your morning walk. You avoid social plans. You put off projects that once excited you. And slowly, your world begins to shrink. This isn't laziness. It's not weakness. It's your body saying, I need some support. And the good news? There is support. Gentle strength training, better sleep habits, nutrient-rich foods, time in nature. All these things can help rebuild what's been lost. It's okay to say, I feel tired. In fact, saying it out loud might be the most courageous thing you do. You're not alone. So many older men carry this silent fatigue, thinking it's just part of life. But it's not the end of the road. It's just a signal. One you can act on. You haven't lost your purpose. You haven't lost your value. This is simply a moment to reset, realign, and remind yourself that you're still in charge of your health, your choices, and your future. This quiet drop in energy doesn't just slow your body. It can also weigh on your spirit. You might find yourself feeling more irritable, less patient, or just not as cheerful as you used to be. Little things bother you more. You snap when you didn't mean to, or maybe you just feel a little flat, like the spark you once carried has dimmed. This isn't a sign of weakness. It's a signal, a quiet message from within. Your body and your mind are deeply connected, and when one is feeling off, the other follows. So if you've been feeling more tired, more down, or just not quite yourself lately, please don't ignore it. It's your body's way of asking for help. And the good news? Even small changes can make a big difference. Something as simple as drinking more water, cutting back on sugar, stepping outside into the morning sun, or heading to bed just 30 minutes earlier can slowly lift that heaviness. These aren't big leaps, they're gentle shifts. But over time, they can help bring back your energy, your calm, and even your smile. Aging doesn't arrive in one big moment. It sneaks in, softly, gradually. One morning you realize it's harder to get started. One afternoon you skip your walk. One evening you pass on plans you would have once looked forward to. But here's the hopeful truth. Energy can be rebuilt. That flame can burn bright again. Your body hasn't given up on you. It's just asking for a new kind of care. So if you've been feeling a little slower, a little more tired, or just not like yourself, know this. You're not alone. Many older men feel the same, and recognizing it is not defeat. It's the first brave step toward reclaiming your spark. You have the strength to do that, and you deserve to feel good in your body again. Now let's talk about another sign, one that's often felt deeply but rarely spoken about. The second subtle but powerful sign of aging in older men is a shift in memory and mental sharpness. It doesn't always begin with forgetting names or missing appointments. Sometimes it's simpler. You walk into a room and pause, unsure why you came in. You lose your train of thought mid-sentence. You start a task, then get distracted and don't return to it. At first, it's easy to brush off. No big deal, you tell yourself. But when it starts happening more often, it can feel unsettling, even a little scary. Many men try to laugh it off. I'm just getting old, they say with a half smile. But behind that smile is often a quiet concern. You feel the difference. You notice the fog. You miss the clarity you once had. And that matters, because mental sharpness is part of what makes you feel like you. When your mind feels off, it affects your confidence, your choices, your joy. But here's the important truth. Memory changes don't always mean something is wrong. Our brains change with age, just like our bodies do. It's not necessarily illness. It might be stress, poor sleep, a lack of activity, or simply not engaging the brain in the way it needs. Just like muscles, the brain needs movement. It needs challenge. It needs to feel alive. So if you're forgetting things more than usual, don't panic, but don't ignore it either. Give your mind what it craves. Read more. Do crosswords. Play music. Call a friend and have a long conversation. Learn something new, even something small, like a new recipe or a few words in another language. These aren't just hobbies. They're lifelines. They keep the brain bright. Also, keep in mind that medications, high blood pressure, diabetes, or even low mood can affect memory. So if forgetfulness is becoming more frequent or confusing, talk to a doctor. Not because you're broken, but because your health is worth protecting. Sometimes just a small adjustment, a new routine, a better sleep schedule, a new medication can bring back mental clarity. And please remember, no one has a perfect memory, not even the young. What matters isn't being flawless, it's staying aware. When you notice a change and take steps to support your brain, you stay in control. You protect your independence, and you give yourself the chance to keep enjoying life fully. Conversations, laughter, stories, and all. Your mind is still powerful. It's still yours. And with care, it can keep serving you beautifully in the years ahead. Now, let's move to something that speaks to your strength, your physical strength. The third subtle sign of aging in older men is a quiet but steady loss of muscle strength and balance. You may not even notice it at first. You just feel a little less steady when you get up. Maybe you need to grab the railing more often when going down the stairs. Maybe you catch yourself using your hands to push up from a chair when you never used to. Or one day, you realize that the grocery bags you used to carry without thinking now feel a little heavier. These small shifts might not seem like much, but they speak volumes. This gradual loss of muscle is known as sarcopenia, and it's a normal part of aging. After 50, your muscles start to shrink unless you work to maintain them. And when muscle mass fades, so does balance. So does ease of movement, even confidence. Things that used to be second nature, like bending to tie your shoes or getting in and out of a car, start to take more effort. But many men won't talk about it. You may think, I'm just slowing down. You may ignore it because, deep down, it feels like admitting weakness. But acknowledging this change doesn't mean you're falling behind. It means you're paying attention, and that awareness is power. The truth is, you can rebuild strength at any age. You don't have to run marathons or lift heavy weights. You just need to move. Gentle strength training, simple stretches, walks around the block, standing on one leg while brushing your teeth. All these small things send a message to your muscles. I'm still here. I still need you. Why does this matter so much? Because loss of balance and weak muscles increase the risk of falling, and falls in older age can lead to serious complications. But here's the hopeful part. You're not helpless. Every bit of strength you build is a layer of protection around your independence. And beyond that, strength feels good. It gives you back that sense of control, of freedom, of capability. You don't need to go back to your 20s. You just need to support the body you have now, with kindness, with action, with care. So if getting up from a chair is a little harder than it used to be, or if stairs feel longer, or your walks feel slower, take it as a loving nudge from your body. It's saying, help me stay strong. And you can. You still have the power to feel sturdy on your feet, to carry your own groceries, to walk with confidence. Aging changes things, but doesn't take away your ability to grow, rebuild, and thrive. If you're finding these signs helpful and want to keep learning how to take better care of yourself as you age, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We share simple, thoughtful tips, things you could do right at home, at your own pace. Your support helps us keep creating honest, easy-to-follow content that speaks to the real-life challenges older adults face. And don't forget to like the video and tap the bell icon, so you'll always be the first to know when something new is shared. Now, let's move on to one of the most quietly powerful signs of aging that many men overlook. The fourth subtle sign of aging in older men is emotional change, especially a growing sense of loneliness, sadness, or pulling away from others. This kind of change doesn't always look like tears or open sadness. More often, it shows up in silence. You stop reaching out to friends. You stop doing the things that used to bring joy. You find yourself sitting quietly more often, sometimes staring out the window, sometimes just feeling flat, and you're not sure why. And the hardest part? You may not tell anyone, because for many men, emotional struggles feel like something to hide. We're taught to be strong, to hold it in, to keep going no matter what. But aging brings new emotional weight. Life begins to shift. Maybe your children live far away. Maybe close friends have passed on. Maybe retirement, while peaceful, left a space you don't know how to fill. Maybe you just feel like you're not needed the way you used to be. That's not weakness. That's being human. What most men don't realize is that these quiet emotional changes matter just as much as the physical ones. The heart needs care too. Ignoring those feelings, brushing them aside, or pretending they don't exist can lead to deeper things, like depression, anxiety, or even physical illness. But giving them space, naming them, and tending to them, that's how healing begins. You don't need grand solutions. Sometimes, it's as simple as stepping outside for some sunlight, calling someone you trust, listening to music that brings you peace, or watching a favorite show that makes you smile. Other times, it means being brave enough to say, "I'm feeling lonely," or "I miss how things used to be." And those simple words can open a door to connection, to comfort, to understanding. Even something small, like chatting with a neighbor, attending a local gathering, or joining a hobby group, can lift the fog. Humans are wired for connection, and even a few minutes of laughter, conversation, or shared silence with someone else can bring your energy and spirit back. If these feelings of sadness or isolation have been lingering, don't carry them alone. A doctor, a counselor, or even a kind friend can help. You don't need to tough it out. You've already carried so much in your life. You've earned the right to be supported too. Because aging is not just about the body, it's about the soul. And your soul deserves as much attention, love, and care as the rest of you. You are still important. You still matter. You still have so much to give. Now, let's gently move into the fifth subtle sign, one that most people see but rarely talk about. The fifth quiet sign of aging in older men is a shift in appearance that runs deeper than just gray hair or wrinkles. It's in the small, silent changes, the way your skin feels a bit thinner and drier, how age spots begin to appear on your hands or face, how your posture slowly curves, how your jawline softens, or how your eyes, once so sharp and bright, now sometimes carry a quiet heaviness. These changes often go unnoticed at first. Then one day, you catch a reflection and pause. You don't quite recognize the man in the mirror. There's still strength there, still presence, but it looks different now. And with that realization can come a quiet ache. A question: am I still seen? Am I still the same? It's a deeply human response. You might start avoiding mirrors, choosing looser clothes, or skipping social gatherings where you once felt confident. You might feel invisible in a world that seems to celebrate youth and speed, while your pace is slower, more thoughtful. And here's something society doesn't talk about enough. Men feel this too. The pressure to stay strong, young, or in control doesn't disappear with age. If anything, it gets heavier when the outside doesn't match how you still feel on the inside. But here's the truth no one tells you loudly enough. Every line on your face carries a memory. Every crease is a story. Your changing face is not a sign of fading. It's a sign that you've lived, that you've laughed, loved, struggled, healed, and survived. You're not less of a man because you look different. You're more of one because now your strength is deeper. It's not just in your muscles. It's in your patience, your wisdom, your presence. Aging gracefully doesn't mean hiding from change. It means honoring it. That means staying groomed, wearing clothes that feel good, caring for your skin, and holding your head high. Not because you need to impress anyone, but because you deserve to feel good in your own body. You've earned that pride. That's self-respect. And if you miss feeling handsome or confident, that's okay too. That feeling isn't lost forever. You can still walk with purpose, still smile with charm, still carry yourself in a way that others notice and respect. Aging doesn't steal that from you. It transforms it into something quieter, stronger, more real. So if your appearance is changing, let it be a reminder, not of loss, but of legacy. Your body may look different, but your story is still unfolding. And you still have so much beauty, strength, and value to share. It's important to remember that these physical changes are a normal part of life. The skin loses collagen, the body loses some fat under the skin, and the muscles that support your face and posture naturally weaken. But that doesn't mean you can't take steps to feel better about how you look. Staying hydrated, eating healthy, protecting your skin from the sun, and maintaining a simple grooming routine can help you feel more refreshed and confident each day. Even wearing comfortable, well-fitting clothes can lift your mood and improve how you carry yourself. What matters most is how you see yourself. Aging is not something to hide. It's something to embrace with dignity. Looking older doesn't mean you are any less valuable. Your presence still holds meaning, your words still matter, and your appearance still carries strength and respect. When you carry yourself with pride, others will notice that too. It's not about looking young. It's about looking like the best version of the man you are today. So if you've been quietly bothered by how your appearance is changing, know that it's okay to feel that way. But also know that age adds depth, character, and a different kind of beauty that youth can't offer. You've earned every part of who you are, and there's no shame in showing it. You can still look good, feel good, and live fully at any age. Aging may change your appearance, but it never takes away your worth. As we grow older, the body and mind begin to send small signals that change is happening. These signs don't always shout. They whisper. A drop in energy, a foggy memory, weaker muscles, emotional shifts, and changes in appearance might seem minor on their own, but together, they reveal the truth about how aging affects us. The key is not to fear these changes, but to understand them. Each one is the body's way of asking for more care, more attention, and more love. Aging is not a weakness, it's a new chapter. And just like any chapter, it comes with its own lessons, challenges, and chances for growth. By recognizing these signs early, you give yourself the opportunity to stay strong, independent, and full of life. Whether it's through small lifestyle changes, reaching out for support, or simply staying active and engaged, every step matters. You still have the power to shape your health, your happiness, and your future. So take a moment to reflect. Have you noticed any of these signs in yourself or someone you love? If so, don't ignore them. Use them as motivation to take action, not out of fear, but out of care. The goal isn't to stop aging, but to age well, with strength, wisdom, and confidence. And if this message spoke to you, helped you understand something new, or reminded you to look after yourself a little more, then don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're here to walk with you through every stage of aging with clear advice, simple tips, and respectful support. Like the video, share it with someone who might need it, and click the bell icon so you never miss a new post. Your journey matters, and we're honored to be a part of it.